They lost money, jobs, careers, struggled with mental or physical health issues, lost their spouse through death or divorce. Maybe they've lost a child to death. Maybe they've lost a child just to a broken relationship with them. But they've they can use those experiences to encourage others, and that's really where I want to go today. I want to talk about encouraging others and either being in a place where you need encouragement or using your life experiences to encourage others. And I think our life experiences can equip us to do that. And Caleb, would you, as we talk about going down the road of life, would you go to the road? And I'm assuming you all are like me, which may be scary for you to think that way. But if this road in life is going along, you see how you can't see the road right here? And behind these trees, as Dorothy says, there could be lions, tigers, or bears behind those trees. But as you go along this road, you kind of think, there's a dip here, and I can't really see what's in it, and there's these trees, and that's kind of scary. But I think if I persevere, I think I can get to here. I can go on this road. And then there's maybe a different kind of road. Next picture, Caleb. What if the road looks like this? And as I was younger, in a way, this was the best representation I could find. This road may seem kind of serene, but once you get to here, what's past that? What if I can't afford to go past this point? What if there's something there that's scary or hard or difficult? But I admit, as I've gotten older, I want to see what's past here in life. It may be hard and it may be difficult and it may be expensive, but I want to see what's past this point. But I hope you can see where I'm going. Sometimes the road in life, I know how to get to here. That's pretty easy, but beyond there, I don't know what's there and I'm afraid. Okay, the next picture. What if this is your road in life? What if you were going along and you just don't know what to do? Well, if you're really brave or careless or foolish, you can go ahead and walk here. But what if that washes away and washes me down the river? I don't even know. I don't know how to get from here to here in this road in life. Okay, the next one. And what if this is your road in life? And of course, this is in some Asian country. It's either Japan or the tsunami that hit in Taiwan. Well, what if you're on this road in life? What do you do? Where do you find? How do you go on? And someone has agreed to help me, and Doug Rigsby is going to come up and talk a little bit about hiccups in the road of life, and I'm going to do something he told me not to do. But Doug's going to talk to us about something that was difficult, to say the least. So if he stops for a minute while he's talking and needs to get himself together, we're going to wait until he gets himself together. So we'll allow him all the time he needs to do what he needs to do, right? Yes. All right. Thank you, Mark. You need this. What are you for?
Thank you, Mark. When I agreed to do this, I thought, yeah, this is something I want to do. It's not going to be very easy. It's a bump in the road for me. There's been a lot harder things, but this is scary for me, and it's just because I'm not used to being up in front of you. I've had to be up in front of coal miners because I teach crane training at work. So 10 years ago, I would not have agreed to this. But because of my work, I'm able to stand up here. There are hiccups in the road, there are bumps in the road, and there are tsunamis. I've probably had 2 tsunamis that I don't want anybody to go through. They're turning points where you just they stop your life and you really don't know if you're going to be able to go on or not. So when they happen, what do? And I'm going to try and tell you a little bit of what I've done and what happened. All of you know that about 16 years ago, my oldest son passed away. Very sudden. He had a seizure in his sleep, and he passed away. I didn't get a call at work. Cynthia's brother showed up at my job and said, "We need to go to town right now." So we jumped in the car. By the time we got to town, I remember Joe was at the house, several other people were at the house, and my world was just upside down. I mean, now what? What have I done? What to deserve this? What am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do in the next hour? So what do you do? Well, you learn that you can't go back. You can't fix it. You say, now what do I do? Well, you turn to God and you pray, and you cry, and you look to your friends to hold you, and you hug somebody, and you cry some more, and you go on. And you take one step at a time, and you go, well, okay, that's that minute. Now what am I going to do in the next minute? And you just keep going. You have to persevere. And you just learn to keep going. The other thing that happened was I learned that I had prostate cancer and that I had 4 to 5 years to live if nothing was done. And I got a call at work and they said, "It's positive. You've got it." I had my cell phone at work and I pulled my truck over because I was in the pit. And I sat there for a half an hour going, now what do I do? Holy cow. What am I going to do? Well, you pick yourself up and you do what you have to do. You keep going. I was determined to beat it because you always hear of people beating cancer. So I started to figure out how I could beat it. I looked on the computer for information. I talked to doctors. I called Cynthia's sister, Donna, and she said, "We can help you. Come back here, we can help you." I said, "Okay, I will." I made an appointment with the urologist, talked to him, and he said, "Yeah, go back to Sioux Falls and have the operation." Since I had the operation, all the diagnosis is that it's gone. All the cancer is gone. Due to the skill of the surgeon, due to prayers, I don't know what it is, but you got to keep fighting and you got to keep going and you got to know that you got to just keep persevering. Even if you're being washed away. And if you've seen this video on the internet, there are cars driving along this highway just before this wave goes over that. Now, I don't know if the people survived, but how would you like to see a wall that's supposed to keep the sea out and it's coming onto the road that you're on? That's kind of the way things hit you, but you got to keep going. You got to persevere. So, I want to read you something. Something that Donovan had a study here not too long ago. It's Isaiah 40, 29 through 31. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. Even youths grow tired and weary, and young men stumble and fall. But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint. Sometimes you have to have an example of what to do. I don't know that I'm a good example, but I do know somebody that was a very good example for me. And that was Elizabeth and Jessica and Marie. At Tim's funeral, they got up and sang. Now, how they did this, it was a miracle. They didn't miss a note. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. We're going to cue up about 30 seconds of Elizabeth singing. And imagine how she did that. I don't know how she did that. How could she stand there and do that? I don't know. Because I wouldn't have been able to. But thanks for these few minutes, and go ahead and cue it up, and we'll listen until I can't take it anymore. Thank you.
Thanks, Doug. It was great. When I asked Doug, I had only to help me with this. I kind of had him in my sights because he had struggled with cancer, and then I kind of didn't have it in my mind what he and Cynthia and his whole family had been through with Tim. But that's the reason this picture was up there. He said, "Well, there are hiccups and bumps in the road of life, and then there are tidal waves." And I said, well, it must be a God thing, because I asked him, and he had everything he had lived experiences that I didn't have, and maybe he had things to say that I don't know. But anyway, I want to read you a definition. Encourage, in spirit, hearten, embolden, mean to fill with courage or strength of purpose. Encourage suggests the raising of one's confidence, especially by an external agency. Myra, the teacher's praise encourages students to greater efforts, right? Well, I want to read the Bible verses again. The righteous cry out, the Lord hears them. He delivers them from all their troubles. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. The righteous person may have troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. He protects all his bones. Not one of them will be broken. Well, in closing, I'd like to encourage you to think about two groups. If I'm being honest, I have to admit I'm probably in both of these groups all the time. There are those who need encouragement and those who can give encouragement. And those who can give encouragement, I hope we're all there. If you have some extra energy, some extra spirit, some extra knowledge, unfortunately, as with Doug, most of that knowledge comes through heart-wrenching life experiences. But he got up here and was willing to share. The point I'm trying to make is, if you are in crisis or in need or struggling with something like that, well, the tsunami picture in life, and you don't know how to go on, be careful before you say it's hopeless. It's okay to feel like giving up. Just don't give up. There are people who feel obligated, called by Christ to serve and I want to be one of those people. I don't know if I am or I do it well, but I want to be one of those people. If you ever have anything I can do for you or help you, call me day or night. It's 682-2401 or 299-6284. That's a work phone I'll have till I get fired someday. But anyway, I'll have that as long as I have it. Call me day or night if there's anything I can do. And this should encourage you more. Or maybe as a joke, I should say this: when you call me and I'm your last hope, you may be in a tough place, but no. There are honestly, if you just look around this room, there are people in this room who have life experiences that we don't want, but they have them, and they're willing to give you or me what value they have, and they're maybe together help us find a way through. So, like I said, if you are weighted down by your problems, I don't want to use the word debt, but if I can encourage you, if you do get to a place in life and you have issues, I would love to help if I could, or I'd love to hold your hand while you cried, but I want you to know, I want to put a debt on you if I could, or a weight on you, but very small. Reach out. There are people who are waiting to serve, and they're not doing it to get involved into your life or butt in your life. They're doing it because if you're a Christian, you carry the loads of others, and there are people who want to do it because they're called to do it, and that's the point I want to make. And in the end, in closing this final thought, if you say you have struggles, and many do, we mentioned someone new, a cancer case, and Daryl Lyons has some health challenges, and he's having to live in Houston while he deals with some of them. And even though they are hard, there's still these promises in Scripture that God will deliver you out of your difficulties or struggles, no matter how deep the pit may be. And that's what I wanted to say in closing. And I think Brenda's going to come up, and we're going to sing one more song, and I'll close us in prayer. Wait, before you come up, Brenda, I owe Doug a debt. He had a joke about my tie, but I think he was being nice not to say it.
You're wearing a tie for the first time in a very long time. I got a haircut.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Brendan.